I done drove through every community on the planet by now. Trust me, it don't stop nobody else. I don't see this in Chinese communities. I don't see it in Hispanic communities. I don't see it in Muslim communities. It's like somehow after 62 years, we the only people that still haven't got our shit right because of some shit that happened to us in the past. That's a cop-out, man. I'm sorry.
It takes an effect. I'm not saying that. Like I said, I completely agree with the accountability, and it's like, how long are we gonna, are we gonna continue looking back and saying this is why, and like we need to just go ahead and start, building for the future. But like I said, it's like, you can't sit there and act like things, don't happen and have not happened, and some things continue to happen. Because I'm like, yeah, we can complain about, the stuff that's, oh yeah, why you still looking in the past? But I don't see anybody saying anything about the things that are happening right now. Like the fact that we can't get funding for our schools, the fact that like what we got a person to point the finger at on that. But it's just like those are issues that are continuing to make it more difficult for Black people in particular. I don't give a fuck about any other community. I don't give a fuck about what the Chinese doing, the Muslims doing, the Asians doing, the Hispanic people doing. I don't care. I don't live in those communities. So what they're doing means nothing to me. Unless, they talking about, coming in our community and, offering some kind of guidance of like, look, this is what we did and this is what y'all could be doing. I'm pretty sure it has happened before, and motherfuckers either took the advice and made it out and went and started their shit somewhere else, or they ignored it, or whatever the case. But I'm like that stuff means nothing to me, comparing our community to other people's communities, because every community has a unique struggle, and they have to figure out how to get through it. And whether you figure that shit out or not is completely independent upon that community. And that is something that we still need to stop fucking looking around and start figuring that shit out for ourselves.
You mean like finding an identity? I'm sorry, go ahead.
That's nothing to do with identity. Like I said, that's finding a solution for the issues that we got going on.
Okay. But
the biggest issue being education and the lack of it.
I agree, because the lack of accountability that's still going on, I think, and for those that do, find that magical, whatever it is, to where they start making money, I think the number one thing is that Black people are not sticking together community-wise, because you see those individuals that start to make money, start to do right, start their own business, and, they make money. What's the first thing they do? They leave. Yeah. They leave the community. They don't come.
As soon as they get that check, I was gone.
As soon as they get that check, I'm gone. I mean, and and for some people, they be like, rightfully so, don't come back here. You see people do it all the time. They come back here for one day for a family gathering, or they try to come back.
Party gets shot up.
And they get it shot up. We see it. It does happen. But then it's like, hey, some people come back like, oh, you're not doing nothing for your community. We wasn't doing nothing anyway. We wasn't sticking together. Mr. John, man, he opened a grocery store on the corner. The first thing y'all doing is going in there, can I get a discount? Yeah. As soon as we open up a Black store, that's the first thing we add. Man, you doing right for the community. Let me help. Can I get a discount? Get it for free. I would here to help you open up a store a little bit. Now you want to, 200 free products every time I get a new product in, or you want a discount. Like, I feel like, those that do make it, would you tell them don't look back, don't come back? Like, it ain't
absolutely
gonna get, not. Yeah, like
no. I think you should. This will kind of lean into my next topic that I had, but I think you should. I don't think you are obligated to, but I think you should. Want to kind of uplift the people in your community, especially people that had a hand in in raising you and getting you to where you are, especially when you look at those people that, I guess, whether it be, just take football, for example, like, those people that, went out of their way to be like, hey, no, you stay out the street, you get your ass to the the football field or the basketball court and stuff. Like, no, you get away from this. Or, the dudes that, every now and then you hear about the thugs that be out there and they can see, one kid got potential and be like, nah, leave him alone.
Right.
Let him do, like, he not about that, like, leave him alone. Let us do what we doing. You're not about this life. You go out there. Ain't no drugs for you. Ain't no making money. Your money gonna be on that basketball court or the football field.
I had a buddy like that. It was like they would not mess with dudes no matter how hard he wanted to hang out.
Right. So I'm like, I think you should come back, to those communities after you make it. I think you should come back to those communities and try to, build a community and, make it better and make, the same opportunity that you had be available for, a lot more people that don't necessarily didn't have, that path that just happened to come across a bunch of people that was like, no, this is your path.
And real quick, giving people a path is like getting a crackhead to stop crack. Because giving the people a path and being like, here's an opportunity, that's only going to catch so many fish. And it's going to catch them at a certain time. Because you can't go and bum rush a group of knuckleheads on the corner and tell them, hey, y'all going to come with me and learn something. That's not going to happen.
No, that's definitely not my point.
Well, no, I'm just saying in general. And I was like, it's left up for everybody on their own that when they decide that something is too much for them, that they decide, hey, you know what, I had enough of this, I'm going to make an escape. And I remember somebody telling me, it's like, hey, for the people that want to get out, they're going to get out because they already had that disposition in their mind that I'm not staying here. And those are the people with the drive and the self-confidence to get themselves out of a bad situation. But it's not for everybody. You're not going to get an entire group out of a situation for it to be prosperous for an entire group.
I think I'm speaking specifically more of making sure that those things are available. Not necessarily that, I might definitely wouldn't expect everybody to take advantage of it.
I get it. But I'm saying too, it's like those are the other variables that would have to be added into that in order to make, say, a community more recognizable. As it would have to be enough of it in order for people to be like, hey, you know what? These blackies are getting their shit together now. It's like, we got to watch out. We got to watch them on the stock market, Bob.
Yeah, but they're going to throw a wrench in there.
I mean, but it's to that point, that's what I don't believe in. It's like, I don't believe that there's a big enough monkey wrench at this day and age that any person could throw in front of you that would really fuck you up. You would have to be completely unprepared for some shit like that to happen. It didn't happen to Oprah. It didn't happen to Jordan. It didn't happen to Bob Johnson. It didn't happen to a long laundry list of black people that actually got out there and made money. It's a lot of them that we never even heard of. But they out there doing it. But there was no monkey wrenches thrown in there. So you can't say that it happened to everybody. Like you said, it's like those are the people that's like, hey, I done got my shit and got the fuck out. I was like, I'm not dealing with them crazy niggas because they already know. And I don't blame them for it. I was like, yeah, you do have a choice to make, and it would be nice if you did go back and try to get some of them out. I would say put a program together and start, scholarships. I know as much as I talk shit about churches, I was like, there are some churches with some good scholarship programs that get people out there to into college and everything.
Yeah, that's my.
So it ain't all bad.
That's my only thought on as far as people getting out. I'm not saying you should come back and you be in the hood every day and but it's a lot of people that that do that. Basketball players specifically, they go out and go to the NBA and then they come back and they start a program and they actually in the program teaching drills and stuff. I'm not saying everybody should be doing that because at the same time you do got to realize hey, there's haters out there, unfortunately. Yeah. But at the same time, it's like you said, it'd be nice if you
and talk shit about what you want to about LeBron, but that nigga got some programs out there for them kids.
Yeah, you do.
Like that nigga may be a bad actor when he falling.
I was just about to say the same thing. Let me hold out. Come on,
but that kind of
Elizabeth, I'm coming to join you, honey.
That goes into my one of my topics. This fucking I'm pretty sure you don't know nothing about it, but you probably heard of this Glorilla thing that's going on.
Oh my God! You know what's so funny?
I'm sure you've heard of Glorilla.
I was just thinking about that when you was talking.
Yeah, that was my topic.
I was just thinking about that.
My topic is, or question rather, if you hit it, you make it big. I'm talking about $multi-million to the point where you give out 10 grand, and you ain't gonna miss it at all.
I miss every cent that I.
Yeah, that's because you ain't never had that much money to be able to not miss it.
Damn it, and I would miss 35 cents if it fell out my pocket.
But I'm saying, if you hit that, if you get to that level, do you think or would you feel an obligation to not either support or look out for your family that you grew up with? I would narrow it down to in the same house.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh yeah, in the same house. Yeah,
An obligation, not a moral pull, like an obligation. Like, no, I have to do this.
I think nowadays, if that does happen, I'm not sure. I don't speak for nobody else, but if it's in my same household, I would definitely set up something, probably, a hedge fund or something to hold the money, because it's not just going to be, especially for some of the kids now.
It's not. No. It's less of
what.
It's less of would you do it. It's more of do you feel an obligation. Like, this is what you are supposed to do.
Now, when you say immediate family, what exactly are we talking about?
I say whoever grew up in your household. Whoever grew up in your house.
Whoever grew up.
Whether they sister, cousin, like if you grew up with your cousin in your household from whatever situation, whoever you grew up with, I would say that.
If it's my brothers and sisters, it's yes. I would be more in fear of my life and safety if I took off with $1 million.
Yeah.
And then look out for
Yeah.
Okay. So how far out does that obligation extend, do you feel? For like on a personal level, not necessarily for everybody.
I would probably I would probably have a giant sit down with all those appropriate people and make sure things are good, because whether you hit one of those big giant lottery and you get $1 billion and you got enough money, of course your family's gonna look at you with the third eye or the second eye or up down or whatever, and they're gonna be like, hey, you're gonna give me something, you're gonna get the family member to come out, such and such need a $200,000 surgery, we want you to just give me the cash. It would be one of those situations. Well, no, go get the surgery first, then send me the bill. That's a big difference versus just giving cash or whatever. But I would probably have a sit down with those individuals in which, who would need, I wouldn't say who would need help, because that's another thing, but just let me pay off your house. So you good. Let me pay off your house or whatever.